We triage, we have a very high threshold to take somebody into our clinic, which has its pluses and minuses, but we're doing a lot of triage via email. So if we get a triage for somebody with an elevated lymphocyte count or lymphadenopathy, we don't automatically accept them into our clinic. We actually advise them on a biopsy first and also flow cytometry testing first. And we have a lot of debate in our group if this is the appropriate way of doing things, because we also find, and I'm curious to know what your experiences are, is that at least being an oncologist, hematologist, is that we always drive towards the diagnosis, meaning that we understand why it's important to get a diagnosis as soon as possible to help, get a treatment plan going and also maybe help the patients with their anxieties surrounding the potential diagnosis. Whereas if we are triaging patients and requiring the primary care doctors to get this workup done, it may delay care. But at the same time, at least you have an answer coming into your clinic, which also can help with anxiety moving forward and expedite care before having to actually see you and then get the clinic moving. So I think it has its pluses and minuses. But certainly, I think that from a diagnostic standpoint, making sure that we, get the prognostic testing as appropriate in all of our patients is something that we should do. And one of the things that we actually implemented is, one of the things that can be problematic for underserved patients is the cost of some of this testing. So, for instance, next-gen sequencing can be, really cost prohibitive for someone who's underinsured. And we actually got an agreement from one of the companies in New York, and each state actually does this different, which I also realized after moving to New York. One of the companies that does our standard next genome sequencing agreed that basically if anybody has to pay anything out of pocket, that they cap it at $100. And so that's actually the company I wound up using, just knowing that they were very much willing to work with the patient and not overcharge them for diagnostic testing. That does help us with our treatment decisions as well. So that's a huge barrier too in terms of getting those prognostic testings, which is really all recommended, and also might be helpful with diagnosis in CLL also.
I think it's interesting how your group approaches that. I mean, I take someone if I have open slots, happily if they just have an elevated lymphocyte count, because most of the time it will be CLL. Now, yes, I have encountered some non-CLL diagnoses, and then I can shift them back to primary care if it looks more benign, or if it's like a T-cell lymphoma that I don't have as much expertise in. Actually, I will see the LGLs, which is sometimes the alternate diagnosis anyway. So I guess it depends to me. But I think when you delay seeing patients, then there can be delays in care and then, attrition. But if there are no open slots, then obviously you have to work with the resources that you have. So I don't know what the right and wrong answer is. I'm sure it is somewhat based on, how long of a wait is there? Because if you take everyone and then now everyone waits, then there'll be attrition in that regard. So I'm not sure what the right answer is, but that's generally what I would do.
It's currently an active conversation in our group.
Yeah.